You know what I would do if I were you? I'd call Josh.
No. If you were me, you'd be a scientific experiment or a scientific failure. It depends on how you look at it.
We'll call Josh.
No.
Why not?
Because he doesn't care whether I live or die.
Of course he can.
No, you don't know how he feels about me, but I do, and I can't talk to him or Michael or Cassie because they're all in this.
Look, hon, you've had a tough year. I mean, you know, all this stuff with Annie.
Have you heard a word I've said?
Yeah.
No, you haven't. The only thing Annie had to do with any of this was that she killed Reva in that plane crash I told you about, and that's why they created me. That's why. Do you understand that?
I'm trying to.
Oh, good, because I was starting to think that you didn't have a brain.
So, you're,
A clone. Do you know about that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's been in the news.
Yeah, I know. When did you find out you were a clone?
I overheard them talking, and so I confronted them, and I made them come clean with me. From what I can understand, Joshua's heart was broken when Reva died. And then Michael came to him and said that he knew a way that he could fix it.
Michael and Joshua.
Yes, they've been trying to make everybody believe that the two of them were working on some kind of a project together at Lewis Oil. Well, guess what? I'm that project.
I sort of noticed they've become friends.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What?
Michael supposedly came up with this. He invented this aging formula so that I would age quickly. I may look like I'm Reva's age, but I've only been around a couple of months.
Look, I'm trying to hang in there with this, but this is sort of a stretch even for me.
I know it sounds weird. You're going to have to talk to Michael because he's the only one that understands any of this.
What you're saying to me now is you're taking some kind of medication.
Yes. I guess the reason why they needed me to age so quickly was so that Josh didn't have to tell the kids that their mother was dead.
I see.
He wanted me for himself, too, but then he changed his mind, and that's why I have to get out of here. I have to get out of this town, but it's going to cost money, and I don't know how to drive. I don't have anyone to turn to.
You don't understand.
No, I do. I am seeing things much clearer, as a matter of fact. I don't know if you know this, but I've become psychic. Let's see what I've got here, huh? Oh, yeah, something's coming in now. Beth is going to need you now more than ever. Hard to believe that's possible, huh? No, you're interrupting my flow. Beth is going to become more weak and needy and victimized than ever, which means you'll be spending your days helping her to breathe.
I think that you're blowing this way out of proportion.
What, her Susan Hayward act?
My kissing her.
Oh, well, thank you for reminding me. I had almost forgotten.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it happened.
No, don't be.
I am.
Don't be. I wish it had happened sooner. As a matter of fact, maybe it did happen sooner, and I just haven't heard about it yet. Because I certainly should have seen it coming. Don't you think? All your oh, by the ways. Oh, by the way, should have been like a red light flashing in the back of my eyes. Warning, you're entering a toxic zone.
For God's sake.
No, for Beth's sake. Everything is for Beth's sake, right? Oh, by the way, Beth has to stay in the house just a couple of more nights. Why didn't I bail out then? Why didn't I know then it was time to get out of Dodge?
Because you knew that I loved you.
No.
And I do.
No, wrong. Wrong. Blind, wrong, totally wrong. I was such a pushover for you. All you had to do was kiss me or touch me or do some other fabulous thing, and I was right back in the grinder.
Grind? It's like being in a grinder?
Most of the time,
come
yeah.
on, that's not true.
Philip, think about it. I've said adios to you so many times, I'm becoming fluent in Spanish.
Oh, so you can't even remember any of the good times?
No. My problem is, I'm having trouble forgetting. Shouldn't have done it, Josh. You shouldn't have made love to her.
I know that.
I mean, that's a huge step. You weren't ready for it.
I know it was a mistake.
Why didn't you think about this?
You're not going to cut me a break on this, are you?
I'm not going to feel sorry for
I don't want you to feel sorry for me. It was my fault. I'm the one that should have stopped it. But Cassie, we were in Cross Creek, and she was wearing that wedding dress, and I couldn't help myself. I held her in my arms, and in that moment, I wanted so much to believe that it would be the
same?
The same, yes. Yes. Maybe I shouldn't have had that expectation, but I wanted so much to believe it would be the same, and it wasn't. Riva, my Riva, she had this way about her that I couldn't possibly teach this woman. Little things, the way we would intertwine our fingers together, silly things.
Those things aren't silly. Those things are special, and that's what makes love real, Josh. But, you know.
This is not her fault, Cassie. She looks so much like Riva. There is nothing about her physically that is not Riva, and that's what makes this almost impossible.
Almost.
The thing that made Riva one of a kind, her essence, her soul. That's the thing that I fell in love with Riva, and this woman just cannot. This is so hard to talk about.
Yeah, I know.
But she's here and she's alive, and I have hurt her deeply.
Yeah, fine. What are we gonna do now?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea where she is?
Oh, she said she wanted to go out in the world, experience the world on her own.
That's great. That's what...
I told her she can't do that. It couldn't possibly work that way. And she accused me of wanting to keep her around me just because I was afraid people would find out about her.
Is she right?
Well, that's part of it, yes. We have to keep a lid on this. But it's not me that I'm worried about, not the children. It's her. She's the one that's going to get the hurt the most in all of this. If people find out about her, they're going to... Her worst nightmare will be fulfilled. People will call her a freak, and that's not what she is. I just don't know where she might be right now. We're the only people she knows, the people she met at the party, I suppose. But the idea that she's out there right now, alone, she could be anywhere doing anything.
Okay.
God knows what.
I'm gonna go to Michael's. I'm gonna see if she's there. You stay here in case she comes back, okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's try to look at this rationally, okay?